Hey guys, welcome back. I've been extremely busy today. I fixed the cracks. I fiberglassed the cracks on this hood. I took a lot of the Porsche apart today. I went and did a job this morning. I got the bodywork on the truck, I think, good now. I don't know. For some reason this thing's cursing me. So I want to get these control panels in primer. I'm going to put some primer on the truck off camera. And then might do a little touch up on the Robotron tonight. I still have to put one more coat of silver on the Sinister, but that's not that big a deal. I wanted to get started on the Robotron, so I'm probably going to work for another 45 minutes or so and call it a night. So let me get these control panels hung up, and we'll get a coat, a couple good coats of primer on them, and then we'll work on the Robotron for a little bit. Also, over the weekend, I was playing some games, and two of my pinballs broke already. Raven and my EM pin. I can't think of the name of it offhand. Expressway. Expressway, I was actually having a pretty good game, and then it all of a sudden just stopped. And so I turned it off and back on, and now nothing works. So I got to get in there and mess around with that. And then Raven, I'm pretty sure it's probably a ground issue, a ground wire issue. So I'm going to have to do that ground wire modification to it. Obviously, the game's, not where it goes. I was just down there goofing around on Saturday night. I figured I'd play some games, and we were playing ice cold beer and stuff like that. So I got to work on those two, because that kind of drives me nuts that they just broke that fast. So I want to get them up and working again. So I'll probably do a video on that later on this week. But my main focus is getting these two cabinets ready so that I can finally start putting them together. I talked to the guy last night, and when he comes and gets these, the Sinister, the Robotron, and the Centipede, he is going to bring me 3 to 4 games to restore. So once these 3 leave, 4 more are coming. 3 to 4 more are coming. And he said I have the winter to work on them, but I don't want them here that long, so we'll get them knocked out pretty quickly. But yeah, let me get these hung in the spray booth. We'll turn that on. I'm not going to run heat tonight. It is kind of cold. It's only like 50 degrees, but it'll be fine for primer. And then we'll get some primer sprayed on those, and then off camera I'm going to put some primer on these doors again. And then we'll work on the blue stripes for a little bit on the Robotron. Okay, we're going to be using the Summit Racing 2K urethane primer. It's a 4-to-1 mix, and then I put some reducer in it to thin it out so that it sprays out of the gun better. And this is a very strange cup. What is going on with this cup? I'm going to get this mixed up, and we're going to get a couple coats on these, and then like I said, I'm going to go out in the shop and put a couple coats on those doors, and then we will work on the Robotron for a little bit. So let me get this all mixed up and I'll be back. Okay, I'm letting that first coat dry. The reason why I'm primering these is so that I could sand them lightly and put some paint on them, so that I have a nice smooth surface to adhere my artwork to. Because if I just paint over the wood, it's gonna be all rough, and then the artwork's gonna go on. And the artwork nowadays is not as thick as it used to be. So if I put artwork over rough paint, it's gonna look like crap. You're gonna see it through the paint. So I'm letting that dry for about 10 minutes. Figure, make some use of my time here and start taping off the blue. And we're going to use a marker Every stripe on this cabinet is a different width. It's interesting. Getting there. There's not a ton really on this cabinet artwork wise. Not compared to Sinister, I'll tell you that much. like the way that one cut. Since we're not spraying the blue, we don't have to be super critical as far as taping off. Because if I cut through the tape a little bit, it's not going to bleed through because we're not spraying paint. Got to put another coat of primer on in a couple minutes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut it in the middle. Make it a little bit easier here by cutting it in the middle. Oops. Now the good thing is these are about 1/4 inch lines, so I'll use 1/4 inch line tape when I go to tape it off to paint the silver on the side. And if any blue sticks out past the tape, I'm not going to worry about it because the silver will cover it. Okay, let's get another coat of paint or primer on these parts. All right, I'm gonna put one more coat on these, but I'm gonna go back to taping. I'm gonna go into high speed here. Okay, this side taped off really fast, so let's put some blue on it and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to keep going for a little bit and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, this side is completely covered. I'm gonna pull the tape and then end this video. Looks like it covered really well. One coat. These markers are definitely the way to go, guys. Anybody that's skeptical, trust me, they work really well. And I got all the blue on the Sinister out of one marker, and there's still some left in the marker. So they go pretty far. I did go over the W a second time, and that was just because yesterday I had tested it on there, and then you could tell a little bit different in the color, so I went over the whole thing just to blend it in. Once the red goes on, it'll look totally different. I'll probably do the blue on the other side tomorrow, and then I'll come back to this side and do the red. Give it a full day to dry. Now, if the tape peels off some of the blue, I'll just have to touch it up. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, once the red goes on, it's going to make a huge difference. But, I mean, just doing the blue made a difference. And look at how smooth it is. Here, let's get on the W here. Look at how smooth that is, guys. It's almost as smooth as a spray can. So, all right, I'm going to end this video, guys. We got one side of the blue done. Tomorrow night, we'll get the other side of the blue done. And I might work on, I'll probably get the second coat of silver on Sinister. And then, I don't know, just keep plugging along, see how it goes. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.